Okay.
So on Periscope in 1 minute. Which means that we can do it like now.
Okay.
All right, I am starting the broadcast now.
Hey everybody! It's Reyes with Real Housewives of Dallas, and I'm going to visit with you guys and talk a little bit about our episode 1. I hope everybody really enjoyed episode 1 as much as I did. I thought it was absolutely hysterical. A little known fact, I actually had never seen Brandi do the impersonation of LeeAnne until episode 1. So a lot of time I heard all the rumors about her being able to do pretty much impersonations of all of us, and I never saw it until tonight. So I actually find it completely hysterical. So I guess the backside of that is I'm terrified to find out what the one of me looks like, because I know what that means. It's like if I'm enjoying that, that means there's one of me too. Kind of scary. Anyway, so we're gonna wait on a few questions. Let me see what else I can tell you that's interesting about episode 1. I really enjoyed both Brandi and Stephanie's kids. They remind me so much of Sophia when she was a toddler, and it's never a dull moment, and I don't think I was able to pee or take a shower for 3 years by myself. So it's like so much potty humor, but at the same time, it's so true. When you have when you're a mother with young kids, you have like no moment to yourself ever. There's like no privacy, and yeah, a lot of your life really does revolve around number 1 and number 2 on a like very hour by hour basis. So totally enjoyed how much we got to see of the kids in there in this episode.
One of the questions that came through is how you liked filming.
I really enjoyed filming. I enjoyed the collaborative process working with all the different people. So when you put together the people who do sound and the people who do the lights and then of course the cameras and then the producers, it's a really neat collaborative effort, and then you kind of at the end have to like turn it all over and then just really hope that the finished product is something that you're going to be really happy with, because you have absolutely no control. But I really enjoyed it a lot. I thought it was pretty cool.
Were you born and raised in Dallas?
No, I was not born and raised in Dallas, but well, okay, I was born in Michigan, but I was raised mostly in the Dallas area. We moved here when I was 7, and I finished lower school. Then I lived for 2 years on an Indian reservation in Oklahoma, and after that I was back to the Dallas area, and then I went to college in the Dallas area as well. So pretty much I was raised here, but got here at 7. So, but thanks for the question. That's a great one.
People want to know how you knew everyone, if you've ever met Brandi, Carrie, or Stephanie, or LeeAnne, or Tiffany before.
Absolutely, fabulous questions too. LeeAnne and I were modeling together. I met her through a modeling job, and we right after that got booked on a contract to be spokesmodels for a company called Peterbilt, and we traveled together for 11 years, which we did 4 or 5 shows a year. So that was roughly 25 nights a year for 11 years. So it was a lot of time on the road together. LeeAnne and Tiffany had known each other prior to LeeAnne and I working together. So I knew of Tiffany. Of the last 19 years, Tiffany has lived in LA for 17 of those. So she's only been in Dallas just for the last 2 years. But I did see her a handful of times, probably, I'd say about 5. Over the years. She came back in town like periodically for LeeAnne's birthday or some other things. And so, you know, I knew Tiffany through LeeAnne, and she just wasn't here locally for us to hang out until she moved back 2 years ago. So I got to see a lot more of her then. And Stephanie and Brandi, I did not know, had never met until we started filming. Carrie I knew of. It's interesting because Carrie and I both work in the aesthetics industry, and we're both nurses, so our community is pretty small. I had never really hung out with her before, but I definitely knew of her much more so than Brandi and Stephanie.
And people are wondering if it always started off as a Real Housewives show? Or not?
We had a working title. I'll say that. We did have a working title when we began filming, and the working title was not Real Housewives of Dallas. So there's your answer.
And also, people are asking, there are a lot of comments about your home being gorgeous and you being gorgeous, and they're asking from behind the scenes and how they shot everything here, and then there's also a lot of questions about the fight that happened on your couch.
Okay, all right. Well, I'll start with the house because that seems like a safer thing to talk about right now. The house is pretty cool. Oddly enough, we were doing some renovation last year when we were filming, so you'll notice little things change about the house throughout the season. In particular, little things like there were no rugs in that scene on episode 1, and now there are. Various pieces of furniture had been ordered and hadn't all come in, and you see that kind of slowly start happening on camera, which is fun to revisit all those things, because now I just walk in every day, I'm like, it's always been this way, but so wasn't always this way. And because my husband's best friend is a builder, my house is continually under construction. So the project at the moment has moved on to the backyard. The only thing I can say is at least it's not dusty in here. Because living in construction can get really annoying after a while. But yes, we filmed a lot here. The house worked well with large hallways and big rooms, so it was an easy place for the producers to get good scenes with everybody. I think I probably talked enough about the house, so I'll talk a little bit about the couch. Certainly that's like the cliffhanger in episode 1, and I can tell you it's completely spontaneous. None of it was planned. None of it was even hinted toward. We had absolutely no idea what was going on. At the time it happened, I saw a lot of commotion, all zooming into the living room, and several of us were in the kitchen or in the entry, and we're like, what's going on? What's going on? Something's going on. And no one knew what was going on. And then we peeked around, and we could tell that at that point, I think it was just Brandi and LeeAnne visiting, and then Stephanie joined them shortly after that. And still, we had absolutely no idea what they were talking about. It did look like the conversation was pretty serious. It's my house, I was hosting, and I thought this is the first time that Brandi and Stephanie have even been in my house. Really, the first time that I've gotten to hang out with them, and I thought, this is kind of uncomfortable that something's going on, and it didn't look 100% positive at the moment. So yeah, that was completely spontaneous. Just something that I think at that moment, Brandi felt like she just really needed to speak from her heart, and she took that opportunity to do it right then and there. She has a way, I know a lot of you just finished watching Watch What Happens Live. Brandi has a way of really just calling it as it is, and I completely appreciate that about her. She just shoots straight, and at that particular moment, she really felt like LeeAnne, maybe needed to get some professional help. So obviously you're going to be seeing more of the fallout from that as we move forward next week.
What was, there was a lot of reaction to the Plano comment, and people are asking how you felt about that.
Yeah, so I mentioned already that I grew up here. I did grow up in Plano, as a matter of fact. I spent all of my elementary years in Plano, and it's a great city. It's a huge city. It's almost 700,000 people live in Plano, and it is home to some really huge corporations. Toyota just moved there. We've always had Frito-Lay and Dr. Pepper, and just giant, huge corporations. So it has wonderful schools, and it's just a really great community. And yes, it's grown tremendously since the 70s when I lived there, but it's still considered a wonderful place to live and raise children. And I think the ironic fact that came out of that statement was LeeAnne used to do the local independent TV network called Plano Wired. So that was actually a job that she had for a number of years, was doing the Plano Wired. So I thought it was a very interesting choice of words at the time. But I don't know. We'll see how that turns out.
What is your cat's name?
Oh my gosh! This kitty. This is Lewis. And we have a lot of cats. I think I'm like almost one cat short of animal hoarders at this point. But this is Lewis. You'll also see his brother Clark. So I have Lewis and Clark. And his brother Clark is a little bit more white. So the front of him is much more white. But they love to be with me, especially if I'm filming something. It's like, oh, everybody come in and walk through the scene and jump up behind me. And, anyway, so yeah, they like to steal the scene, but he's gorgeous.
So, 2 questions. What's your favorite restaurant? And also, there's a lot of comment on your skin. What is your skin routine?
Okay. Oh my gosh, you guys are so good. Okay, favorite restaurant. I don't know if I could pick just one favorite restaurant. Oh my gosh, that is so hard. I love Capital Grill. I love steak. And I also love sushi, so I like Nobu a lot too. But that's, I don't think I can have just one favorite. I like food a lot. You heard him say that I eat anything. So, yeah, I pretty much just love food. But I forgot, what was the other question?
Your skin routine.
Oh, my skin, duh. Okay, my skin is sort of my life. So you'll see on my tagline on my website is your skin, my obsession. So basically what that boils down to is I'm obsessed with skincare and have been since about the age of 19. When I saw my first wrinkle, I know that sounds critical, but I really did. We didn't have sunscreen like routinely put on us when we grew up in the 70s and 80s, so we got tremendous amounts of sun damage, especially in Texas. And I learned right away that protecting your skin was important. So I have 4 key ingredients, and this is not difficult. It's called Rags to Riches, but the acronym stands for R is for retin A is for antioxidant. For most of you, that would be a vitamin C product. And the G is for growth factors or peptides, and then the S is for your sunscreen. So if those are the 4 most important ingredients you ever need for your skin. And I have a private label, Rags to Riches, which is coming out here in a couple weeks. It'll be available on the shopping cart. And really, if you just have those 4 things, that's you've got it covered. I mean, you can get more complicated, but it doesn't need to be more complicated. Those are the 4 basics that everybody needs.
Everyone says that they need to see more of you.
Well, you will see more of me, trust me. Oh my gosh, you guys are going to see a lot more of me. The storyline starts to develop, and my character just gets more and more and more involved in the storyline. So for sure, you'll see a whole bunch more of me in the weeks to come. Which I hope is going to be really fun for everybody. I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as we did. We had a really great watching party here, and you know, everybody seemed to really, really thoroughly enjoy the show, which I thought was very, very entertaining. My daughter Sophia, you'll see her in the entry to the show, Dancing with Brandi. Sophia loved the show, and like she's hard to please. Like she is like dance moms all the way, like hardcore. And she was like, your show's pretty good. So I hope everybody enjoyed it as much as we did. Well, good. All right. Well, I will recap with you guys again after episode 2. Thank you so much for tuning in, and take care. Good night.
Perfect.
All right.